Ryan and Sophie Sailing is on the Chesapeake, and for Sophie Darsy, who puts their adventures around the world on YouTube for the world to see, it's a first.
And I knew that it would be pretty, but coming here in October with this sun and those amazing colors on the trees, it really makes an impression on you.
Before we got underway on Polar Seal, their 40-foot Veneto Oceana, named after the couple's nicknames for each other, they give me a safety lesson that is much more serious than the playful names. Anyone who's coming on board must also wear a life jacket, right?
That's right. We have that rule.
We wear our life jackets at all time because you never know. It can, a situation can turn really sour in 2 seconds.
The habit of wearing a life jacket started when they nearly smashed into large rocks that dropped down the cliffs while sailing with kids in Stockholm, before realizing one of the kids put the boat on autopilot.
These are auto-inflating, so if you go in, they should just pop open. There's a life raft in this locker here. There are a number of fire extinguishers.
Now we're ready to start the engine. Untie the lines and push away from the dock.
You're clear.
Good.
Sails are hoisted, but we only had 1 knot of wind, not the most adventurous day, so we took time to dive into a conversation about knowledge they want to pass along at the Annapolis Sailboat Show, and with a new online course about how to sail around the world.
It takes dedication. It's a commitment that you make to a lifestyle change.
The couple met in Sweden on a dating app 8 years ago. He grew up in Iowa, she in France.
And very quickly, I think that you and I knew that we wanted to have adventures.
Next to the blue boat,
The
right?
adventure meant learning. They had never sailed, but they were inspired by another couple's story.
I read this story about how they sold everything, bought a sailboat, and sailed the world. So I sent it to Sophie. We'd only been dating a few months. It's like, would you do this? And she's like, yeah, I'd do that.
They spent the first few years understanding what it takes to live at sea. They have a galley, even made me a cup of coffee, and they're able to fully embrace remote working because their YouTube channel doesn't exactly pay the bills.
We've done like 17 countries maybe, and about 25,000 miles.
And that is just in the past 4 years. Ryan and Sophie say anyone can take on this lifestyle.
The earth is 75% water. And it, like, you look out on the bay and you say, oh, but it all looks the same. But when you get out there, like, every day is different. Every place is different. The water in the Chesapeake is much different than the water in the Caribbean than it is in the Mediterranean.
They immerse themselves in communities, and with the launch of new online courses, they hope to get involved with your hopes and dreams if you're interested in sailing the world, something they wish they had available when they started.
We'll do this as long as we have the budget to do it and we're having fun.
Ryan and Sophie will be at the Sailing Channel's booth at the United States Sailboat Show in Annapolis this week, along with about 40 other channels. For Chesapeake Bay Media's Bay Bulletin, I'm Cheryl Costello.